Hello everybody, my name is Dorotea and welcome back to my channel. In today's video I'm going to show you how to crochet this lovely baby bonnet. Baby bonnets is super easy to make and can be a quick DIY project before your next baby shower. The stitch count available in the video tutorial is for 0 to 6 months size. The tutorial consists of 3 simple steps. The first one is supply, where I talk about the yarn and materials you are going to need for this project. The next one is the bonnet and the last one is strap. You can find the timestamps for each segment of the video in the description box below. In addition to the video tutorial, you can also find the written instructions on my blog Croby patterns and a PDF pattern with one additional size in my pattern shops. You can find the link to everything mentioned in the video in the description box below. But before we start with the tutorial, let's talk about today's sponsor. Today's video is brought to you by Skillshare. Skillshare is an online learning community for creatives like you and me. Skillshare offers thousands of inspiring classes on a range of topics, including graphic design, photography, video, fine art, music, illustration, and much more. I have been a member of Skillshare for a while now and love learning new skills. I love crocheting, but also painting, sketching, and drawing. I recently started a class from a fellow YouTuber Jazza called Mastering Illustration, Sketching, Inking, and Color Essentials. I've learned everything from the materials I can use, how to sketch, and how properly use colors to achieve the look I need. This class and thousands of inspiring classes more are available on Skillshare. Their annual subscription is less than $10 a month, and they are constantly adding new classes. The first 1,000 of my subscribers to click the link in the description below will get a free trial of premium membership so you can explore your creativity. Thank you Skillshare for sponsoring this video. Let's start with what you are going to need for this tutorial. I will be using 100% Aran weight cotton yarn, 4mm crochet hook or hook to obtain the gauge, 2 stitch markers, scissors, and a tapestry needle. The yarn I'm using is 100% cotton yarn from Yarn and Colors. This is an Aran weight yarn, and in each skein is 50 grams and 75 meters of yarn, and I finished 1 full skein for this project. Let's start with the tutorial. As mentioned before, you will need an Aran weight yarn and a 4mm crochet hook. I'm going to start with a magic ring. The technique is pretty simple to learn, however, if you are more comfortable with a chain technique, switch the magic ring for 3 chains and start in the 3rd chain from the crochet hook. Otherwise, start with the magic ring and secure the loop with 2 chains. Those 2 chains represent the turning chains and will help us lift the round to a proper height. Now go ahead and create 10 double crochet stitches into the magic ring. Now if you're not familiar with double crochet stitches, then just yarn over first, insert the hook into the loop and pull the yarn through the loop. That will give you 3 loops on your crochet hook. Yarn over again and pull the yarn through 2 loops only. Then yarn over one last time and pull the yarn through all the loops on your crochet hook, and that is your first double crochet stitch. Repeat the whole process 9 more times and that will give you 10 double crochet stitches in total. Now pull the yarn tail and close the magic ring. At the end of round 1, insert the hook into the very first stitch of the round. Grab the loop on the other side and pull the yarn through, but at the same time through the loop on your hook. The stitch is called slip stitch, and since this stitch is just a joining stitch, we will not count it as a stitch in the pattern. That's very important. And that is because if we would potentially use it as a stitch in the pattern, that would give us 1 additional stitch every round, and that is not something what we need. Let's start with round 2. This is our first round of increases. But let's make our turning chain first, and since this round is made of double crochet stitches, we need to make 2 chains. Like I've mentioned before, that will lift the round to a proper height. Now we are going to create 2 double crochet stitches into each stitch. At the end of this round, join the round with a slip stitch and start with round 3. At this point you should have 20 stitches in total. Round 3, let's start with the turning chain made of 2 simple chains. We will create 2 double crochet stitches into the first stitch and 1 double crochet stitch into the next one. And we are going to repeat that 10 times in total. At the end of the round, join the round with a slip stitch and finish the round with 30 stitches in total. Round 4, let's start with the turning chain made of 2 simple chains. Then let's create 2 double crochet stitches into the first stitch and 1 double crochet stitch into the next 2. We are going to repeat that 10 times in total. And at the end of this round, join the round with a slip stitch and finish the round with 40 stitches. Round 5, start the round with a turning chain made of 2 chains. Let's create 2 double crochet stitches into the first stitch and 1 double crochet stitch into the following 3. We are going to repeat that 10 times in total. At the end of the round, join the round with a slip stitch and finish the round with 50 stitches. Round 6, we are going to start the round with the turning chain made of 2 chains. After that, work 1 double crochet stitch into each stitch all the way around. That will give you 50 stitches in total. At the end of the round, join the round with a slip stitch and finish the round with 50 stitches. Row 7. From now on we are going to work in rows and not rounds anymore. This means that we will skip our slip stitch at the end of the round and we will turn and start a new row of stitches instead. So let's start with the turning chain, so chain 2. Once you have that, start working on your double crochet stitches and work 1 double crochet stitch into each of next 48 stitches. This means you will end the row 2 stitches sooner than the round before. Now repeat row 7 5 more times. You can pause the video here and come back once you've completed all 5 rows. And then I will show you how to create a strap. Now you can fasten off and cut the yarn end. The strap is the final segment of this tutorial. You can now put the bonnet aside for a little bit because we will start with the strap. Use the same yarn you used for the bonnet, that should be Aran weight yarn and 4mm crochet hook, so same as before, and create a chain made of 40 chains. Once you have all 40 chains, attach the chain to the bonnet with a single crochet stitch. If you are not familiar with single crochet stitches, they are way smaller than the stitch we used on the bonnet portion of the pattern, so smaller than double crochet stitches. All you have to do is to insert the hook into the stitch, yarn over and pull the yarn through the loop. That will give you 2 loops on your crochet hook. Then yarn over one more time and pull the yarn through all the loops on your crochet hook, and that will give you a stitch called single crochet. Repeat that stitch all the way to the other side of the bonnet. Make sure you're crocheting along the neck area. As you can see here, you need to work into the sides of the rows and not on the top of the stitches from the last row on the bonnet. That should give you around 28 stitches in total. Once you have all the stitches, continue with the second strap. All you have to do here is to create 41 chains, 40 for the strap, and the last chain, so 41st, will be our turning chain. Like mentioned before, the last chain is our turning chain. That is why we will skip it and start working in the second chain from the hook. Now work 1 slip stitch, which are the stitches we used on the bonnet to join our rounds. Work that stitch into each chain and stitch all the way across. That should give you around 108-110 stitches in total. All you have to do now is to cut the yarn, fasten off, and hide the yarn tails between the stitches, and you are done. Alright my friends, that would be all for today. Thank you so much for watching. Please consider subscribing if you like crochet tutorials, studio vlogs, and would like to see what is happening behind the scenes. Let me know what you would like to see next in the comments below. Have a lovely day, stay safe and well, and happy crocheting. I see you guys very soon. Bye!